Bloomberg Billionaires editor Matt G. Miller is joining me right now to discuss what passions some of the biggest billionaires have outside the office. I mean, this is interesting, right? Because I asked him, where are you going to sit? He says, definitely going to be courtside. And I think that we can anticipate seeing a lot of cheering from Steve Ballmer. He'll probably rival Mark Cuban on that front, Matt.
I bet he actually sweats through his shirts every single night and is a member of the coaching staff.
Yeah, he's sweating as hard as the athletes, right?
I mean, he's going to be going crazy, and a lot of billionaires like to do that. And one of the most interesting things about Steve Ballmer and the way he's financing this deal is he's probably borrowing against his Microsoft shares or using Microsoft dividends in order to pay for the Clippers. And it's a huge premium that they're able to do, and a lot of billionaires are actually able to do that and leverage their big stakes and huge assets in order to have a lot of fun.
So he talked about the importance of civic duty. He's very involved. His wife is very involved in some children's programs there in Washington. He also is very outspoken about the need for gun control. So that's a passion of his. Basketball obviously is going to be a big part of his daily life. We've seen other billionaires really start to devote themselves to causes and hobbies. I mean, you think about Larry Ellison, for example, and America's Cup.
And America's Cup, he's dumped hundreds of millions of dollars. He's got Oracle shares. There's about $3 or $4 billion loans against his Oracle shares in order to fund his passions. America's Cup, he's dumped hundreds of millions of dollars into it. He owns samurai weaponry and armor, which he collects at his house. He owns lots of real estate from Malibu to Newport, Rhode Island to Lake Tahoe. He's dumping the things into that he cares about. Most billionaires, they make their money and they work until they die. Some billionaires have discovered that they actually have to go out and do passionate causes like Bill Gates and philanthropy, but also Larry Ellison and the fun hobby.
Paul Allen,
also
a guy
who loves to have some fun. He has some sports franchises, and if you look at Steve Ballmer, he's actually made the assets that Paul Allen owns a lot more valuable. If you look at the Seattle Seahawks, the Portland Trail Blazers both are worth more now that Ballmer's paid so much for the Clippers.
But you think about some of these guys, and they have to be incredibly high charged, incredibly driven to have been as successful as they have been. So how do you suddenly scale back and say, I'm going to retire now? And
well, actually, I don't think that's scaling back.
Right?
Ballmer getting involved with the Clippers is a full-time job, and he's going to take as much passion towards that, as you can see in the video, as he did with Microsoft.
That's absolutely what I'd say. I mean, I think it's in part their personality type, and so he'll be pretty driven to make that team successful, just as he was driven in his own corporate business life.